Hello everyone, Morris the Connector here. Today I want to talk about your inner self, connecting to your inner self, which is most important. So when you connect with your inner self and you start to know yourself, then you start to believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, all different things start to happen. I could tell you from experience what happened to me. You know, I didn't really know myself at 18, but once I started to connect with myself after the catalyst, I started to do things that I never used to do. That changed me. But I'll wait for a few more people to come on, and then I'll continue. What I'm saying here is you need to know yourself. That's most important, even at this time. At this time, you need to know yourself when things happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like what happened just the other day with this lockdown. They can lock you down, but they can't lock your inner self down. They could stop us from going out to a certain extent, but they can't lock us down. Once you connect to yourself and you know yourself, then you're happy with yourself. Like me, for instance, they can't lock me down. I'm happy here doing this. This has made me and given me time to be here talking to you guys. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, what is lockdown? We can still go out. You just got to be happy with yourself to be able to feel, because what you feel from in here determines the outcome of here. You know? The mindset of you, the habits of you, the habits of me. We need to change the habits. That changes the outcome of what we're doing. So what I would say, if anybody's there, just give me a comment, give me a like or something, let me know you're there. Thank you very much. Like Bruce Lee said, the power of character will give you power. You know, knowledge is power. Character gains you respect. You know, who have we got there? Hi, Marcia. Hi, we're talking about connecting to our inner self. What have you got to say about that? Have you got anything to say about that? Can you relate to that in feeling good about self? Pauline, right? What are you saying, Pauline? Have you got anything to say about that? Connecting to self? I know you know about yourself. At our age, we should know about ourselves. We should know what we like. We should know what we want. But sometimes it's like we tend to have certain habits that we have that determines us doing things that we don't like and we don't even realize it. I mean, drinking and smoking, that's a habit. But at the end of the day, it's classed as a bad habit, but there's things that we do in our life which are habits. I have a habit of going to the gym. I go to the gym about five days a week I used to. I still train in the mornings, 5 days. 5 days a week I train. But that's a habit, you know? So you can have good habits and bad habits. Life is about habits. But what habits is stopping us from moving on? That's what I want to talk about today. What habits is stopping us from moving on? My habits, hi Tony, my habits used to stop me from moving on. When I was on the street, I didn't really know who I was and I just wanted to do what I was doing because I was enjoying what I was doing. So that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes in life we get accustomed to what we're doing, so we don't really realize that that habit is stopping us from feeling good about ourselves. Because when we sit down and really think, do we really want to do what we're doing? Who can relate to that? Hi, Tony. Give me a comment or a like. Press your buttons, give me a comment or a like or something to let me know what you think about connecting to your inner self is. You know, anything you want to talk about, let me know. You know, it's most important to connect to your inner self. That's where the power is. The power is from within. We gain that. I took baby steps to reach where I am here. I can honestly say one thing. One thing I can honestly say is I've found my purpose. I'm happy every minute of the day in what I do. Every minute of the day. Before the lockdown, I would work hard, running my chauffeur company, doing my work, and I would go to the gym. You know, I would do anything that made me feel happy. Hi, Gerald. I do. Because at the end of the day, that's what life's about. Life's about enjoying the journey. The journey starts anytime you want it to start. What a man thinks or a woman thinks he is, that's what you are. So your journey, you're the pen and paper of your story. I'm telling you, you're the pen and paper of your story. You could be the hero or you could be the villain of your own destiny. You know, I was the villain of my destiny before, not even realizing it. Like I keep saying, we don't realize some of the things that we do. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's a habit. But at the end of the day, right, we need to sit down and think. This is giving us time to think. This catalyst that has happened, all of a sudden we can't go out. All of a sudden we can't go to work. We have to use that to our advantage now. That's what we need to do. We need to use it to our advantage, right? And sit down and think. Because I believe every one of us in this world is here for a reason. Every one of us. God has given us a reason to be here. If we wasn't here, then that's a different story. But right here, we could create our story. Right here and now. Because we've got the time. We've got the time at home. We've got the time to think of a progressive idea. Ideas. When we talk about ideas, we talk about all different ideas. Everything in this world, it was an idea once. Somebody said, I'm going to make a phone. Somebody said, I'm going to make a car. Somebody said, I'm going to run 100 meters in how many minutes? And they done it. And somebody else said, I'm going to do the same, and bettered it. So we could always better what's out there. Our idea can always be done. Anything you love, I would say to you, do. Do what you love. Then you won't be searching for nothing else once you love it. Don't think about the failure, because failure isn't nothing. Failure isn't fatal. That's what Winston Churchill said. Failure isn't fatal. Success isn't final. It's the keep going, the courage that a man shows or a woman shows to keep going. My favourite saying is, I either win or I learn. I win or I learn in life. I've learned a lot through my journey, taking baby steps, little tiny baby steps. Why I say baby steps is a baby starts to talk, walk, and it falls over, gets up, falls over, but a baby never stops doing what it's doing until it gets there. And that's what we need to do. We have to have that thought, never giving up, thinking I can. I can. A man that says he can, or a woman that says he can, I believe them. A woman or a man that says I can't, I believe them too. It's all about the mindset. But first we have to connect to ourselves. And that's what I'm saying. Deep inside, that voice inside that we don't realise. We don't realise that voice inside because we're always busy. We're always doing things. We're always going to work, coming home. If we've got kids, we've got to deal with the kids. We all have to do things with our life. But sometimes you have to sit down and think what you really want instead of what you don't want. And lead towards that. Who can relate to that? In doing things that sometimes we're just doing it and we just keep doing it. But at the end of the day, it's like, this upsets us sometimes. We feel like we can't move on from there, but we can. We can move on from there. You just have to get the right mindset. Change the habits. The whole world revolves around habits. Everything we do is a habit, you know, watching TV, watching Coronation Street. I have people that I talk to and they say, phone me later, Morris, I want to watch Coronation Street. It's a habit. You know, like I keep saying, going to the gym is a habit. So you could have good habits and bad habits. So I would say to everyone is changing the habits changes you. It's what we do that makes us think and gives us the outcome. Even in this situation we're faced with now, what you think about determines the outcome. Many people are sitting at home thinking, this COVID-19, I can't wait for the news to come on. I don't think about that. I just get on with my life. This hasn't changed nothing in my life. I'm still happy. I'm still doing what I need to do. If I want to go out, I go out. I come back, I go out, I go for a run. I go on train. I come online. You know, I'm feeling happy about being here, talking to you guys. Can we have some likes and some comments? What you would like to talk about, how you're feeling. Hi, Mark. Give me a comment. Tell me how you're feeling. What's going on? Lorraine, how you feeling? Jamaican Tea, how you feeling? Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you're connected to self, inner self, spiritual self. You know, my teacher said I wouldn't be nothing in life, but from the street to 10 Downing Street, I took baby steps getting there. Things happen. Things happen, adversity happens. We can't change what's going to happen in our life, but we can change what we do and how we deal with it. How I dealt with it was my mindset. I kept saying, God's got something better for me to do. That was my philosophy. My philosophy is, no matter what, if I'm alive, there's a reason. And there's a reason why we're all alive. It just depends what we're thinking and what we're doing. Marcia, feeling great. You agree with me? Thank you very much. Give me a like there. Give me a like there. Does changing your habit begin in the mind? Changing your habit, Pauline, begins within your heart. Do you understand? Because what's in your heart? They say the soul of a man or a woman, the soul. So it's within your soul. Your heart's within your soul. Sometimes you think to yourself, the feeling here, this is the real brain in your heart. Because what you feel here, it happens here. You know, have you ever felt, Pauline, like bad about something that you're going to do? You feel it here. We don't feel it here. We feel it afterwards here when we do it. So this is the real brain, I would say. Hi, Panita. Hello, Kerry. You all right, Kerry? Yeah, good to see some interaction. Because, Pauline, it's all about here, within. That's where the power is, you know? Like Bruce Lee said, knowledge will give you power, but character will give you respect. Do you understand? So it's all about knowing. Yeah, when you know, like I know. The reason why I'm here now speaking to you guys is because I enjoy this. I enjoy doing this. I was going to schools and talking to the kids and telling them about my life, how I grew from being on the street, selling drugs, going to jail, you know, doing all sorts of things like that because I didn't know myself. So I could say, Pauline, the minute I connected to myself, right, through whatever way, the catalyst, going to church and thinking to myself, I can do better than this. I'm not feeling what I'm doing. I didn't like what I was doing, you know. My catalyst was my son passing away. This is a catalyst now, I would say. So we can use this now to move on. What are we going to do from here? Can everybody give me any ideas? Because things are going to change. What are we going to do moving on from here? What are you going to do moving on from here? Have you thought about that? Anybody give me an idea? Any thoughts? Thank you, Kerry. Any thoughts on what you're going to do? Hello, Lindsay. Any thoughts on what you're going to do from here? Because from here, you can move on and do things. And learn from it. Yeah, we learn from our mistakes. Gerald, yeah, we learn from our mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. You see, the journey of life, as I say, the journey of life. What is life? God put us here for a reason. And he put us here for a reason, to find ourselves. That's why things happen in our life. Things happened in my life for a reason, to get me here. I can honestly say I wear the crown now. I wear the crown. I'm a champion. I feel like a champion. I've been knocked down so many times, but I've always got up. And now nothing can stop me now, because I found my purpose and my success. My success is based on being here talking to you guys. My success is based on going to schools, talking to the kids, showing the kids that they can be leaders, showing the kids that I never had a mentor. No one was telling me nothing. I had to go through some serious experiences to come here. So mistakes have to be made. We have to go through the pain. We have to go through the pain. I went through so much pain. I'm still going through pain now. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. The reason why I say that is because the pain is needed to change you. Just like when you go to the gym. When you go to the gym, you go to the gym to build muscle. I've got a little bit here. Yeah, I've got a little bit here because I go to the gym. But the pain is the experience you go through. And when we go to the gym, we build muscle when we go there, through the pain. So I say no pain, no gain. So you have to go through the pain. I mean, once you know yourself, you get to understand yourself, like I have. I've been there and I'm here now. But it took baby steps. Like I keep saying, baby steps, slowly. Then it built up and momentum started. Then I started to realise, like, hey, I like what I'm doing. Hey, I thought I had to sell drugs all my life. And that's the truth. When I was 17, 18, I thought I was going to sell drugs all my life. I thought this was the way. I was making money. I was thinking, because I grew up from a background that I didn't have no money. I used to have holes in my shoes going to school. So when I started to make money, I was thinking, yes, I love this. They say money is the root to all evil, but I disagree with that. The love of money. I love money so much, right, that I forgot about everything else. It was all to do with money. And I was loving it at that time. Until, like, I go back to my son passing away, I was thinking to myself, look at this. For 12 years I've been doing this. I've got my kids there. I couldn't even find times to be with my kids. And then Dwayne passes away. And I'm thinking to myself, Morris, you must have hugged him about 10 times. You know, my mind started to play tricks with me. So that enabled me to change. That was my catalyst. Everybody has a catalyst. If you agree with me, who can relate to me with a catalyst happening or something happening that changes you? You know, maybe takes you out of your relationship, maybe takes you out of your job. But something always happens in our life and we move on. And that's what we've got to realise with the situation here now. You know what I mean? That's why the subject today is connecting with self. The reason why connecting with self is really important is because through my journey, I started to connect to myself. I've reached to this stage now and I've realised and understand why God gave me all that adversity to go through. You know, why a lot of people passed away and I was still here thinking why. Every time something happened in my life, I was thinking, why me, God? Why me? You know, first, like I said, my son passing away, my sister passing away, my mum passing away, my dad passing away, my girlfriend for 35 years passing away, my son in 2018 passing away. I'm thinking, why? Why, God? Why me? Why do I have to go through so much pain? But now, I say, try me now, because nothing can knock me down again, because I understand why I'm here. I'm here to speak to you guys, to say to you guys, listen, you are all leaders. Within you, you're all leaders. And like I say to the kids, when I go to the schools, I say to the kids, listen, instead of being followers, you are leaders. Start to lead from now. Just gather your thoughts and get a progressive idea, something you love, and stick to it. And you will succeed. Because it's about doing it and love doing it. They say clap for the nurses. Let's clap for the nurses. Yes, I admire the nurses. Because if you talk to a nurse, she'll say, I wanted to be a nurse. You know why? Because that's where the love is. The love is caring for people. You know, caring for people. When you help an old woman across the road, how do you feel? How would you feel? You feel good. And that's what life's about. Each one teach one. Many people don't really know why we're here. I've got a question for you guys. Why are we here? Right? Give me 1 second, Pauline. I can see your comment there, and I'll address that. But why are we here? Can somebody tell me in the chat? Why are we here in this world? Can anybody tell me? I'll tell you why we're here. We're here to serve and surrender our love to each and every one we meet. We're here to, each one's supposed to teach one. Can you imagine that in life, right? If everybody, because what I say, I'm spiritual. No matter if you've got Buddha, Allah, or being a Christian, or whatever you are, love is the key. Somebody asked me, am I a Christian? I say, no, I discovered it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing because love is the key. So it's all about the spirit and connecting to the universe and everything like that. I won't go into that. That's too deep right now. But I'm connected to the universe and the source and the energy. So when I send out my vibrations, I get to the source. That belief, that's what I believe. That's my philosophy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So connecting to self gives you that, makes you feel that. Mikey, look at Mikey. Mikey, good to see you, Mikey, man. You know me, Starboy. It's changed, Mikey. The connector now. Because I've connected to myself and I let people connect to their inner self. You know? I used to wonder why all the celebrities, Justin Bieber, Scooter Braun, Beyonce, everybody liked me and wanted to use my company. And I realized the reason for that, they got connected to me. When they come into my car, it was an experience. Do you know what I mean? It was more of an experience than anything. Because the way we interact in a spiritual way, the vibes, they like that connection. So they started to use my company. They still use my company. But this is what I enjoy. I enjoy speaking to you guys. Right? Anisha. Hi, Anisha. Thank you, Mikey. Pauline, you got diagnosed with breast cancer 14 years ago, and that changed you for the better. You know, not because we're ill. It doesn't stop us. So that changed you for the better. That happened to you, Pauline. It changed you for the better. You feel better. So, like I say, in any pain we go through, it doesn't mean we have to stop there. Do you understand? We cannot repair the past, but we can move on. When we move on, we can look back. We have to look back to connect the dots to move on. So I look back and I think, boy, God, you gave me a rough ride, but guess what? I thank you for that. Do you know what I mean? I thank you, God, for giving me all that pain, because I know who I am now. I know my reason. I know why I'm here. I'm here to surrender my love to everybody that I meet, you know, and talk to you guys, go to schools and speak to the kids, which are the main things in life, the kids, because the kids are the future. The kids are the future. The government doesn't realize that, you know. They have a lot to answer for. The government are manipulators. We are leaders. We are born leaders, right? If the government done everything they said, it would be really good. A lot of people feel a lot better. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but we have bad in everything, you know? Can I have some likes and some comments so I can answer some of your questions? Can I have some comments so we can move on? We've got some things to talk about, man. We have to connect. Who's got something they want to talk about? Pauline, thanks for your comment. I'm glad that you're feeling good about yourself, because in everything we do and everything that happens in our life, there's a reason for it. It's what you perceive it to be determines the outcome, you know, in the thoughts. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to say. We have to change the mindset. We have to change your inner self. And I never got here just like that. It took me baby steps to get here. It took me a lot of pain to get here, to feel this way. But I'll tell you one thing, I never gave up. I stuck to what I knew. My desire, my determination and my dedication got me to where I am every step of the way. My chauffeur company that I run, that's still going. No clients right now, but that's still going. But that doesn't matter. I don't care about that. I care about what I'm doing now. I'm living in the moment. I'm living right here. I'm feeling good. Who can relate to that? Who's feeling good? Who's feeling good? Let's see some buttons press in. Who's feeling good? Yvette, hi Yvette. How are you feeling? Let's have a like there. Let's have a comment. Let me know you're there, Yvette. Nice to see that you're watching. Marcy, are you feeling good? You should be feeling good every minute of the day because you're alive. You can make it happen. It's all about you. We're not being selfish. You have to be selfish with you first. Then you can be selfish to others. You have to be feeling about you, feeling good about yourself. You know what I mean? I feel so good, man. Do you know what I mean? I feel so good. I wish I could fly now. I'll be flying out there. Do you know what I mean? What a nice day it is. Hey, who's been out today? Hey, who's been out today? Let's have some comments. I just want to interact with you. It's about you guys. Gerald. Do you need to change the people in your circle? Yeah. One thing we've got to realise is energy. The energy. The energy. We need to change the people around us if they're not giving... One thing I say to the kids, if you're the smartest in your group, change your group. Because you need people that can lift you up. I'm a member of a mastermind group because one of the things I've got to tell you guys, on my journey, when I found my purpose, I started to do motivational speaking and going to schools and everything. And I thought to myself, how can I better myself? Because in life, it's about evolving. So I thought to myself, how can I better myself? So what I did, I went and took a coaching course, like a transformation coaching course. So instead of just pumping people up, I used to think to myself, Les Brown, all these guys, they pump people up. When I used to go and I do seminars and go to school, I pump people up. But I need something to give them back, to help them along the way, for them to find their inner self. So I took a coaching course, which enabled me to connect with my inner self and understand myself more, which when on the coaching course, it talks to you about, teaches you about baselines, and codes, E-codes, empowering codes, and N-codes, negative codes. And it tells you about being around toxic people and having buzz moments. Every day, minute of the day, you have to have buzz moments. Every minute of the day, you can't just be miserable thinking about coronavirus, thinking about this and thinking about that. Have some fun. If you've got kids, if you ain't even got kids, put some music on. You have to have buzz moments. Because we're changing, it's the mind. It's the mind. This is the most powerful thing in the world, if you know how to use it. We only use 10%. Not even 10% sometimes people don't use. 5%. And what I'm saying, every minute of the day, we're supposed to be happy, doing things, evolving. A lot of people conform, thinking I can't. I've spoken to people that say, I'm 50, what am I meant to do? President Obama was about 49 when he was president. Donald Trump was 70. They both had different times to reach their goal where they wanted to go. Do you understand? So there's a time for you right now. You can change everything right now by taking the steps. I've got a coaching programs for anyone that wants to take the steps, the baby steps. You could contact me after this. Do you know what I mean? And we could talk about ways of going through a program that will sort of enable you to connect with yourself. Because I'm a certified coach now, which will enable me to assess and give you some assignments and things. Because when you write down things, then you can see it clearly. Like if you have a vision, I would say to all of you, if you've got a vision, because vision is direction. If you have got a vision, there's no direction. Direction is destiny. If I was coming to Northampton or driving anywhere or driving my clients anywhere and I never had the directions, I wouldn't know where I was going. So a vision is most important. And then you have your focus. You've got to focus on it. You know, once you focus on it, then you can see it. Because it's not seeing is believing, it's believing is seeing. So you need that. But you have to sit at home and think, what do I really want to do? What would make me happy? Do you understand? What would make me happy right now, this minute? What do I want to do after here, after this ends, after Boris Johnson lets me out of the prison? Do you know what I mean? After he lets us out of the prison, what we're going to do? Because everything's going to change. Everything's going to be different. You know, some of us ain't going to have no jobs. Some of us are going to be struggling. But the struggle is, do you know where the struggle is? Within. So we need to find ourselves and connect with ourselves and believe in ourselves and take baby steps towards that, like waking up every day, that you're alive and being grateful. Looking in the mirror and say, I am handsome, or I am beautiful, or what a beautiful day it is. Because what you say it is, that's how it is. And so we need to focus on the right things instead of the wrong things. A lot of the times we tend to focus on the wrong things, you know what I mean? And I would say, what you focus on, that's what you'll get. The sun only burns when it's focused. So if I'm focusing on doing what I'm doing now, my focus is on connecting with you guys, taking this further. After here, doing my motivation speaking, going to schools and doing things that make me happy. That's my focus. So therefore, every day I get up, I'm doing something to do with this. So that's what I would say to you guys. Think about what you're doing. Who agrees with me? Give me a like. Give me a like. Hi, Claire. Ah, Sam. Hi, Sam. I hope you're all right, Sam. You just finished work? That's what I'm saying. You have to do something in your life. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, change it. You can change it. You've got the power to change anything you want to change. Do you understand? Sook, 100%. Do you understand? 100%. When you reach a stage in your life and you think to yourself, I don't like this, there's no reason why you can't change it. Why can't you change it? Eh? Why can't you change it? Because you're fearful. You're fearful about moving and taking that next step, or because maybe you might have a mortgage or bills to pay and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to make that step because what will I do with my bills? But I can tell you this, no matter what you do, if you make that step, you'll gain the power, because that will take care of itself, because it's what you do that counts, right? We don't get what we want, we get what we deserve. But at the end of the day, what are we doing to deserve what we want? And this happens a lot of the time. We don't want to put the work in to get what we want. But you can have anything you want in this world. One thing God has given us is time. Time is like a commodity. Time is like money. You can waste time, you can spend time, you can waste time. But we all have the same amount of time. 24 hours, but it's what we do with that time. And what you're doing with your time now is what matters. And I would say to you all, have happy times and have constructive times. Have times to think on your own as well. Think about your life. Think about what you're doing. Are you happy with what you're doing? You know, my coaching program, I even went through my coaching program because I wanted to get insight and more knowledge about my inner self. You know, I wanted to come and teach on a higher level about connecting with self, about the baselines, what makes people think the way they think. So I can teach at a high level and show people that the way you think is because of the habits you formed from young, which baselines are picked up from when you're young. You determine and you think the world, you look at the world in a different place. We all look at the world in a different place according to how we was brought up. Do you know what I mean? I was brought up a different way, so I seen the world as a different place. I seen the world as it was against me. I used to think that everybody was against me, so I was like fighting against the world. Life is a fight. But I had more of a fight finding myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I was doing things that I thought was good, but it wasn't good. But I wouldn't change it for nothing, because that was my journey and my story. Do you understand? And we all have a story. Do you know what I mean? But it's, what story do you want to write? You know what I mean? You are the pen and paper to your story. You are the pen and paper. So right now, this is part of your story. We're going to look back and say, can you remember that day? What you did at that time? This made me do what I'm doing now. This made me come on here to speak to you guys. I wanted to be a motivational speaker, and that's what I was doing. I was leading myself towards that. I never knew I was going to be on Facebook talking, but this gave me the opportunity now to connect with you guys. Hi, Andrew. Hi, you mate. You know, give me a like, Andrew. Tell me what you want to talk about. We're talking about connecting with your inner self. Are you feeling good today? Because if you ain't, start to. Because you're in control. No one else is in control. Boris is in control of materialistic things, like outside, things like that. You know, shops, this and that. But what counts is you. What counts is you, how you're feeling. Do you know what I mean? Are you feeling good with yourself? Because if you ain't, think about it and think how you can change that. Because you can change anything you want in your life. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's now. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Chrissy. Is that Chrissy? Hi, Chrissy. You know what I mean? Give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know you're there. Whoever's there, give me a like, give me a comment. I want to know you're there. Do you know what I mean? Every day's a good day. Do you know what I mean? Positive vibes all the way, man. Do you know what I mean? Positive vibes all the way. Do you know what I mean? You know, that's what I want to connect with today. Do you know what I mean? It's about connecting with people and showing them that you make the choice. Do you know what I mean? Don't make no one make the choice for you. Stop pleasing people if you're doing things pleasing people. Do you know what I mean? All right? It's about you making the choice of your happiness. Because if you ain't happy and you ain't got love within, how can you give love? Eh? When you see some of these kids out there running about doing all this badness, they've forgotten about the love that's deep within them. They're dealing with materialistic. So their mind is in control. Because sometimes we tend to think here instead of here. But if we think here and connects with here, we have control. This is the brain. It controls this. But sometimes this controls this. And we do things and then we feel bad afterwards. You understand? Hi, Joe. Nice to see you here. Hi, Joe. Just connecting with self, Joe. What have you got to say about connecting with self? Are you happy, Joe? I bet you are. You're with my cousin. You're with Dean. You must be happy. Lovely guy. Do you know what I mean? So therefore, it's about you being happy. I've got some notes here. So let's go through some of these notes. So what we want to deal with is outcomes, things that you do. Things that you do, you have to make sure you have an outcome. Think about the things that you're going to do and where you're going to be. Sometimes it's even good to think like 2-3 years from now, just thinking and writing it down and putting it down on paper, what you want to do once you get your idea together. You understand? Very happy, Joe. That's good. That's what life's about, being happy. We're supposed to be happy because we're alive, we're breathing. Every day is a good day. You know what I mean? Once you've got a vision, which is your direction and your focus, then I would say write down what you want to do. Once you write down what you want to do, then you can see it more clearly. Do you know what I mean? Because we've all got a purpose here. We've all got something that we could sit down and say, yeah, I would be happy to do that. Or that idea is a good idea. How many of you have ever had an idea and spoken to somebody about, and then the next thing you've heard somebody else has taken up that idea and done something with that idea? I know a few people that has happened to. And that's exactly what I'm saying. If you've got an idea, a progressive idea that you think can work, just do it. Don't stop doing it. Just do it, do it, do it. And you'll get there. You know, even if something happens, keep doing it. The only reason why you should stop doing it is if you don't like it. But if you enjoy it, I ain't going to stop doing what I'm doing. There could be 2 people on here talking to. I'll even talk to myself. I feel so happy. When I get up in the morning, I'm talking to myself, you know, praising God and saying to myself, I feel glad that I'm alive. I feel glad about my journey. I feel glad about where I come from. Do you know what I mean? All right? I don't feel disappointed in nothing in my life, what I've done, because that is my story. So I want somebody to give me something so I could answer them. Something to do with themselves. Because it's about connecting to you. I could talk here all day and all night about myself and connecting with myself, but I want you guys to tell me how you lot are feeling. That's what I want to do. So somebody give me a comment. Give me a comment. I'm waiting for a comment. Who we got there? I know we've got people there. I know we've got people there. Can I... some likes and comments? That would be good. Who's tuning in? Joe, you got anything to say? I know you're happy. Gerald, Pauline. I'll just continue then. I'll continue talking because I love talking anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, today, what have you done today that's happy? Anybody, what have you done today? And what you're going to do after today? What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do when this is all over? Because this ain't going to be over for 2 or 3 months. So I hope people are starting to think of their next job, or if they ain't got a job, what they can do for themselves to better themselves. Maybe get a progressive income or something. Hi, Sandeep. I know you're most probably doing your gym stuff. This is a great opportunity as well to arrange other things outside of David Lloyd, Sandeep. So I know for one thing, you're a smart guy. You've got things in place for after that, because things are going to change even in the gyms. Everywhere things are going to change. So that's what I'm trying to say. We have to change. Do you understand? We can't stop anything that's going to happen in our life, but we can change how we deal with it. How I deal with it is how I deal with it. My philosophy and my blueprint, like you have fingerprint, handprint, footprint, but my blueprint is what I've learned going through my story. Do you know what I mean? All right? Joe, thanks for that comment, looking at positive and enjoying family time. And this is true. Enjoying family time is most important because, like I said, when I was younger, I was out there hustling and thinking, yeah, enjoying life out there, but family is more important. Family is important. So now there's a lot of people that you'll find never had time for their family because they're so busy working and thinking that this is what I need to do. But yes, you need to do it, but sometimes you've got to sit down and think, how are my kids feeling? How is my husband feeling? You know, how are they feeling? Are they happy with what I'm doing? I'm happy with what I'm doing, but are they happy? You know? So this has given a lot of people time to think of what they was doing. There's a lot of love now that people are sharing. A lot of love, especially the nurses. This is what gets me. They say clap for the nurses. I was clapping for the nurses every year, every day I praise them because of what they do, saving lives and doing what they do and getting little pay for it. But guess what? The nurses are happy. Even out there now in the forefront, the nurses are happy. Do you understand? They're happy. If their time comes, their time comes. No one knows when their time's going to come. No one knows when they're going to die. No one knows how they're going to die. So I don't fear death. If my time came tomorrow, I'm ready because I'm happy. I'm going to die empty of the blessings. Do you understand? I ain't going to be full of the blessings. I'm doing what God has given me to do, which is to serve and surrender my love to people, right? And help people. Each one, teach one. Do you understand? Even if you don't love me, I still love you. Just stay away from me. That's all you need to do. Do you know what I mean? Right? I love everyone. And that's the key to life. Do you know what I mean? Doing what you love. Being around people you love. You know? Not being around toxic people. Just enjoying everything. You know? I'd like some likes and some comments from whoever's there. Some likes and some comments. Unless you just want me to continue. I think I'll be on here for another, maybe another 10 minutes. I'll be on here. But I will also be on here every week. I shall go live. But I shall be sending out contents, positive contents. Maybe some videos and stuff. Do you know what I mean? To enlighten people and keep people pumped. Like I said, I have a coaching system, you know, which can enable people to change and take the baby steps to change and feel a lot better, you know, that I have, which is called the Incredible You. It's a fantastic system that Afin Khan has created. Afin Khan's been doing this sort of stuff, motivating and motivation speaking, and he's an author for 25 years now. So he defined a system to, it's an integrated system so that you can use it to coach people and change their inner self with making people realize why they feel that way. Do you know what I mean? So if anybody likes that, we could talk about that at a later date, you know, because a system is needed in anything you do. There's a system needed. You know, McDonald's has got a system that works all around the world, you know, a car system, you know, at Ford's or Mercedes, they have a system. You know, everything is a system. The government's got a system. They've put a system in place with us in here now. Do you know what I mean? They say systems work. Do you know what I mean? Most systems work because it's a system. So it's the same way the coaching system, it works. It gives you a breakthrough. You're guaranteed a breakthrough in your life in the way you feel with this system that I have. You know what I mean? So we could think, is that Andrew? Yeah, great idea, live videos. Do you know what I mean? Live videos is the way forward. I mean, there's a lot of people here that can do what I do. You know, once you know yourself, you should share it. Sharing is caring, you know? I care, you know, so I love to share. Do you know what I mean? If I could just inspire anyone with my story, I feel happy about that. You know what I mean? I feel really glad. I'm really feeling good about being here, talking to you guys now. This is onwards and upwards because it's my second video. I'm sorry about the first one. The first one got deleted accidentally, but this one will be there for everyone to see and also connect with. But yeah, I'm here to inspire. Do you know what I mean? That's my purpose, and I believe everybody's got a purpose. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a gift. Do you know what I mean? That they could offer people, and people will pay you for that gift. If you help somebody, they'll pay you for it. So what is success? Money doesn't really matter to me because money comes. Do you know what I mean? Money comes. Money comes with what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Because success is, what is success? Success, I used to think success was the big car, the big watch, or the money and things like that. No, I had that, and I felt so sad. I felt so sad after making all that money and my son passing away. Right? I felt so sad. The money didn't matter. It didn't matter to me. This is what matters. Success is me here, talking to you guys. Success is me going to the schools. I go to the schools and I do that for free. I go to the schools all over London. I've been going for free just to talk to the kids. Because if I save one, I could save many, you know. Just to show them that they're leaders, that they need to be followers. No, leaders. Leaders are born, not created. We all are leaders within ourselves. Don't care what the government wants to say. We're leaders. We can do what we want to do. The only thing that's different is the way we grew up. We grew up not believing we can be leaders. I never knew, and if anybody told me and said, Morris, one day you're going to have a chauffeur company, driving the stars, and executive people in the city and doing all this, I wouldn't have believed it. I never believed it. I thought I was going to have to be on the street all my life. But I took baby steps on my journey. It's now I realise the baby steps I took by staying committed and disciplined and not going back to my old self enabled me on a journey from the street to 10 Downing Street. You know, going there and talking to the Prime Minister and letting them know how people like me feel about what's going on. That was enjoyable. The only reason why it was enjoyable is talking to him to give him a different outlook on things, you know what I mean? And then forming my chauffeur company. Do you understand? That was a journey. I never knew I was going to have a chauffeur company, but life is a journey. Your life, your present situation doesn't determine what happens here and now. It determines where you go from here. And that's what I want to leave you guys with that. Do you know what I mean? It determines where you go from here, right? What we're going to do from here, right? And that's what we need to think about. What we're going to do from here. Where are we going? Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. Well, not see you. Good to hear from you, Cheryl. How are you feeling, Cheryl? Give me a like. Give me a like or a comment so I know you're there. Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Press that button, girl. We all like pressing buttons. Yeah, we fail to plan. We do not fail, you know. We don't plan to fail. Do you know what I mean? We fail to plan. That's what we do. We need to plan. And the only way we're going to plan is when we know what we want to do. Do you know what I mean? So you guys, I know you guys are sitting at home, some of you watching TV and things like that, but I would say to you, have a quiet time where you could think about your life, do you know what I mean? And start taking the baby steps to connecting with your inner self. Your inner self, connecting with that inner self is most important because that builds confidence and that builds belief in yourself, in what you're doing. You start to believe. I would say I am fearless, so my life is limitless. So I do things that other people wouldn't do, like getting in the ring with a 28-year-old at 54 and my kids saying to me, Morris, what you doing? What you doing, Dad? I said, this is something I've always wanted to do. And going in there and beating the guy that was 28 years old. I believed in myself. I was fearless. He had a different attitude. He was going about thinking about my age. I wasn't thinking about that. I was focused and I believed and I went and done it. So anything I want to do, I do. I once went to Las Vegas. It was my, hi Leroy. It was my brother's boys' stag night. So we went to Las Vegas, but I haven't drank or smoked for 28 years, you know. I gave all of that up. Hi Sponge, Michael, hi mate. I gave all of that up. So when I went to Las Vegas, they're drinking, smoking, whatever they want to do. And I said to them, listen, I'm going to go and train. I'm going to go and train at Floyd Mayweather's gym. And they were saying to me, how are you going to do that? I said, yeah, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to ask the dad to take me on the pads. And they were saying, how are you going to do that? I said, I'm going to go down there and do that. Anyway, I went down there. I went in there and I seen the dad and I asked the dad, I said, hi, I'm Morris from London. Can you take me on the pads? He said, yeah, all right then, in a minute. So he took me on the pads and he took me on for about 10 minutes. And he said, I've got to go because I've got to train these other guys. So I felt good with that. I said to my brother, did you tape it? He said, yeah. So we went away, we went to a cafe and we sat in the cafe and I said to my brother, can I have a look at what you taped? So he's looking in his phone for the video. He couldn't find it. It didn't tape. Me being me, and like I said, believing in me, I said to him, listen, we have to go back there. He said, Morris, we can't go back there. He didn't even have the time to take you on there for long last time. And it was what he was saying. I said, listen, Leonard, we're going to go back there, right? And I'll ask him to do it again. Anyway, we drove back there, went in there, and he had completed the training session in there. And I went over to him. I said, Floyd, can you take me on the pads. He says, oh man, just wait a minute. I said, all right then. So I went and got the gloves, got the pads. And then I went back to him and said, Floyd, I've got the gloves and the pads. Could you take me on there now? He got up and we started to punch the pads and everything like that. I was punching the pads for about 10 minutes. And then after that, he started to like poke me, and I was thinking, what's he doing? But what I didn't realise, he wanted to spar with me, so I started to spar with him. So I'm there sparring with him. After we finished sparring, just a little light spar to the body. After we finished sparring, I seen the YouTube man was there, right? The guy that films Floyd's gym and all what goes on in his gym and puts it on YouTube. So he was there, so I had a few words with him. I spoke to him and everything like that, and thanked Floyd for taking me on the pads and everything like that. But it was when I left there, I got phone calls, like later on, about 2 days later, saying, Maurice, I see you on YouTube. What happened? That guy was filming and he put it on YouTube. Now, what I've got to say with that is, I never cared. I've done what I wanted to do. I was fearless. I went there. I even went back there. But when I went back there, it happened for me. And that's what I'm going to say to you guys. Life happens for you, not to you. It happens for you. It's what you do with your life. It's what you do with your life. I went back and I ended up on YouTube sparring with Floyd Mayweather's dad, with about 2 million people watching it. You know? Yeah, so that happened. So in that case, I would say to you guys, life happens for you, not to you. So continue to do what you're doing. If it's positive, continue doing it. If it's negative, change it. Do you know what I mean? Right, I'm going to say to you guys, Michael, have you got a like there? Have you got a comment? Anybody that's calm? Leroy, have you got a comment? The other day, I couldn't really comment on what you wanted the other day because my phone was playing up, so I couldn't really see. Have you got anything you want to talk about? We've been talking about your inner self today, right? Connecting to your inner self, being happy, confident, and believing. That's what gives you that focus and that direction, by connecting to yourself, knowing what you want instead of you don't want. You know, we cannot repair the past. We only can make the steps for the future. That's what life's about. The time is now. Do you know what I mean? Anytime. God's given us that time. So it's what you're doing with your time that counts. Do you know what I mean? The mind determines the outcome, what we do. So I do happy things. I do things that make me feel happy. If I wasn't happy doing this now, I wouldn't be here now. Oh, Chantel. You're right, Chantel. Have you got anything that you want to talk about, Chantel, which is my my niece? We're talking about your inner self, Chantel, which you know all about, because I know you're connected, very connected with self. And that determines the outcomes of your thoughts. When you're connected with self and you start to believe, then you start to conceive, knowing what you want. Then when you believe, that belief is important. That's the most powerful thing, is believing. Believing that no matter what, I go outside and I believe nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing at all is going to happen to me because of what I believe. The government are scaring people. They cannot scare me, because if God's for me, no one could be against me. At the end of the day, they're trying to say, you go out there, you're going to die. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. You don't know when you're going to die. I could go out there and get hit by a car. I could go out there and have a fight and get stabbed or something like that. That is meant to happen. But you don't put yourself in that situation. So you can't say, I'm going to go out there. No one could say, I'm going to go out there. When I go to the shop, if I mix with these people, I'm going to die. Everything is predestined. Your life is what you're doing with your life. That's what counts. What are you doing with your life right now to make things happen, to make you feel happy, to make your thoughts different to what some of us are thinking about this coronavirus? Remember, I'm going to connect with you guys quite a lot. remember I say this, there's a reason why this is happening, right? There's a reason why this is happening. Chantel. Yes, Chantel, I can see what you're saying. I believe that you need to know yourself, but my strength comes from my faith in God. I believe in the power of God's words and purpose in life. And that's what my belief and faith is built on. Being connected to the Creator is important. Yes, I agree with that, Chantel. Faith. Many people, and they go to church. I'm not dissing them, but many people are fearful of what's happening. But I can say one thing. I have my faith in God that nothing's going to happen to me. Faith, what is faith? Faith is believing in what you cannot see. That's what faith is. What you cannot see, you believe in. And that's my belief about life. It's like, I know there's a purpose for me here in doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue doing it. I ain't worried about no coronavirus and things like that. After here, when I leave here, I know where I'm going. So I'm happy. When I move on from here and my journey ends, I'll be happy. Like when I go to Jamaica, I'm happy when I go to Jamaica. When I say to my family I'm going to Jamaica on that journey, I'm happy. So I can honestly say here and now, I'll be happy when I go on my next journey, when I leave this world. Because it's what you've done for people that counts. It's not what you've given them, it's what you've done. Do you know what I mean? What you've done for them. Whatever you've done, they'll remember what you've done. They'll remember that. They won't remember the £10 you've given them. Or the kids never remember the money that you give them. They remember what you've done for them. That's what kids remember. My mum taught me this. Do you understand? My mum taught me this. Not my mum give me £50. All these rich kids, why do you think they go off the wire? Do you understand? And turn to drugs and drinks. Because at the end of the day, they're given so much money. What do they want? They want the next thing to make them high. But once you're connected to yourself, you don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing else. I used to want the big car, the big house and all these sort of things. But end of the day, if you get the big house, you get the big car. I have a big car out there. I've got big cars. They don't matter to me, right? After you get one thing, like when I was young and I got the car, then I wanted the next thing. Oh, you want money, you want this, you want that. But once you connect to yourself, I'm telling everyone, once you connect to yourself and you believe in God, right, you don't want for nothing because everything's there for you. What's there for you? Happiness. Happiness is worth more than money. And that's what people are realizing now, right? Happiness is worth more than money. Being connected with yourself enables you to achieve that, feel that, and be that. Do you understand? Be that person of influence. Be that person of confidence. Be that person in knowing that no matter what, there's a purpose for you here. There's something for me to do because I wouldn't be alive. Do you understand? I can't just sit at home doing nothing. There must be something. There must be an idea that I can think of. And I believe every one of us can think of something that we would love to do if we think about it. But sometimes we tend to focus. We tend to not focus. And that focus is important because that gives you the direction. You know? Yes, Chantal, thanks for your comment. You have to embrace yourself. That's right. You know, I honestly know that I've found my purpose in doing what I'm doing here and having fun with you guys. You know, if we've got any more likes and comments from anybody want to say anything to do with what they're doing now, how they feel, how the kids are feeling. You know, the kids are feeling, there's a load of kids out there. I mean, I've got an 18-year-old, you know, he's feeling it, but he goes out and he comes back. At the end of the day, you have to do what you need to do to make you feel happy in any circumstance you're faced with. And we get back to self. Once you know yourself, then you believe that nothing could stop you, you know. Nothing can stop you. It's just on and on and on. It's about evolving in yourself, in sharing and caring and letting people know that they can be. I'm no different from none of you guys. You know what I mean? The only thing that's different right now with me, the way I feel about myself, right? I feel so good. So I hope many people are feeling the same way too. Because if you're not, there is a reason. Do you understand? There's a reason for it. Do you know what I mean? And you have to find that reason. Do you know what I mean? Which is looking into self, thinking about self, and thinking about something that will make you happy. You know, even if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, you need to move on. Do you know what I mean? Because there's more to life than being unhappy and being sad. They say the world is your oyster. I believe in that. It's the people in the world. It's not the world. The world ain't crazy. The people in the world are crazy. The people in the world make it the way it is. You know? You know, yes, Chantel, quarantine is a good investment for the children. The children are loving it. The children right now, because they're really resilient, the only thing they're worrying about is really going out and things like that. But they're not too worried about that because they've got their mum and their dad there. Do you know what I mean? So connecting with the kids is a good opportunity now for everyone. You know, everybody's, majority of the world, they're just thinking about this corona virus. But I would say to all of you guys, what you're not in control of, don't worry about it, because it'll take care of itself. Even if it's a problem that you have, move on thinking about something else. Because if you sit there thinking about something for too long, then you find it stops you in your tracks. You know, we have to build a callus. What is a callus? A callus is something that you build so that you're able to protect yourself from certain faults. Right? And some of us build a callus, like I have. You know what I mean? My thoughts determine my outcomes of how I feel and in what I do. You know? But I'm gonna end this now, but I will be live again next week. I'll be sharing content with you guys, and who liked what I was talking about today, give me some likes, give me some comments, and I'll speak to you guys again. I think that's all right for today. I feel good in what I've said and done. You know, I hope I inspired some of you to start thinking about your inner self and what you can do to make things better, make yourself better, because there's different levels. There's always different levels in everything we do. And life is about levels as well. We must not stop doing what we're doing. Once you've achieved something, we need to move on. Just like the gym. You're in the gym, you lift that weight, and then you start on another one. And you go up heavy or whatever you do. It's about moving on all the time. Do you know what I mean? All right? It's about moving on. Keep it going. Who's that? Lee Edwards is watching. Hi, Lee. Give me a like. Give me a like or a comment. Give me a like or a comment, Lee. I don't know if you just came on listening, but we was talking about inner self, doing things that we love doing. At the end of the day, don't stop doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So long as it's good. If it's bad, like how I was many years ago, stop doing it. Do you know what I mean? You know, life's about growing and evolving. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, the greatest thing in life is realizing where you come from and your journey and understanding it. You know, that's the greatest thing in life. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, that's the greatest thing in life. Me looking back and connecting the dots, because that's the only way forward, looking back and connecting the dots and saying to myself, you know, thank God for the outcome. Thank God I found my purpose. And honestly, I must say, It wasn't easy at the time, but it's easier now. And I would say to every one of you, what you do that's easy becomes hard. What's hard becomes easy. Because it was hard for me then, it's easy for me now. It's easy for me to do what I'm doing and feeling good about what I'm doing. Because I'm loving it, because I found my purpose. But it was hard, don't get me wrong. You know, so many people passing away in my family, including my girlfriend of 35 years, my mum, dad, my son. And it doesn't stop there. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And that's what I'm saying. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what God's got planned for us. But we know what he's got planned for us today when we get up in the morning, because we're alive. So therefore we could make things happen, or else we wouldn't be alive. So I will continue doing what I'm doing every day. And that is being happy, thinking about my life and feeling good about my life, feeling good about what I'm doing. And that's what you guys should do. Just think about that. Wake up. Look in the mirror. Thank God. If you're not thanking God, say something to yourself that makes you love yourself and believe in yourself. You know, have a philosophy. Have something that you say, I am, which is a powerful word. I am grateful. I am going to have the best day today. Hi, Rachel. How are you, Rachel? Give me a like there, Rachel, or a comment. I'd like to hear something, your views on connecting with your inner self. You know, what do you think about connecting with your inner self in this time? You know, I believe it's most important because it makes you feel a lot better once you connect with your inner self, knowing who you are and what you can do determines the outcome of the thoughts. Because your thoughts determines the outcome. Because what you're thinking about, that's what you're going to do. What a man thinks he is, that's what he is. Do you understand? Or a woman, that's what you are. So therefore, we have to gather our thoughts. We've got to gather our thoughts and think about ourselves. Do you understand? Thinking about what we're going to do on a day-to-day basis and live in that moment and make sure we're happy with that. Jackie, hi Jackie. Thank you for connecting. Thank you to everyone that's connecting. I hope I'm connecting with all you guys. Hence my name, Morris the Connector. I believe I connected myself to the shining light years ago. Do you understand? And came out the darkness. I believe that I was in darkness when I was on the street, not knowing where I was, lost. And then I found myself by connecting to the light. God shined the light on me. And I was able to take the steps to where I am now, where the light's shining bright. Because God never gives you more than you can handle. That's what you have to realize, people. He never gives you more than you can handle. No matter what you go through, you can get through it. The reason why you can get through it, don't focus on it. Just think to yourself, God's going to take me through this. No matter what, I'm going to get through this. It's that thought, that philosophy I use to get where I am. I'm not to say many times I felt like maybe ending it, because it was a lot of adversity I had to go through. But at the end of the day, God took me from the darkness to the light. So I always believed in that. There was a reason why he's taken me on this journey like this. And that made me strong. Every time I got knocked down, I got stronger and stronger. My belief got stronger. You know why? Because I realize every time there's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why I'm alive. Hi, Jackie. And there's a reason why you guys are here in this world, which is to find something to serve people with. A progressive idea. Anything that you want to do, you can do. You know, like I said, I never knew I could run a business myself. I used to run a business on the street selling drugs. I thought that was the life. You know, and then roll on 28 years, I'm running an executive chauffeur company, driving people like Justin Bieber and Beyonce and Whitney Houston and Ariana Grande, many more, Will Smith, and all these guys I got connected with. Why? Why did I? because my journey of staying dedicated, disciplined, and committed in doing what I was doing. So on the way, you meet people. There's people, you need to be around like-minded people. Don't be around toxic people. Like I said, if you're the smartest in your group, leave that group. That group won't want you to leave, but you need to leave that group. I could tell you another thing. The day I changed my life around and started to go to church, people started to say, Starboy's gone mad. That was my street name. They said he's gone mad because he's going to church and he stopped smoking weed, he's not drinking. So I became, that's what society perceives it to be. Like, you're supposed to be that way for the rest of your life. I changed my life and they said I'd gone mad. Can you believe that? Then when they see me about a year later and I was looking different and happy and I'd put on weight and everything like that, they started to say, what happened to you, Morris? I said, listen, my life changed around. Do you understand? I got reborn. I got reborn again. My journey started again. And what I'm trying to say to you guys, your journey could start now if it hasn't started already. Because life is a journey. You can start anything you want right now. You can change your mind now. If you wanted to give up smoking and you can't, you feel that you can't, you can. Because it's just the mind. It's just the mind playing tricks with you. You're in control, right? You're in control, right? You control your mind and your thoughts. That determines how you feel. Do you understand? The feeling comes from here, from your heart. But if you say to yourself, I want to do that, you can do that. Trust me. I've been through it. I've been through a lot of things and I've done it. By thinking to myself, yes, I can. Like I say, someone that says they can and someone that says they cannot, they're both right. It's just which one you want to choose. There's always a choice. Good, bad. There's a choice. You can either go up or you can go down. There's choices we make, but there's all have an outcome in what you do. Right. Hi, Jackie. Amen to you too. You know, amen to you too. Amen to you too. I'm telling you, man, I'm feeling good right here. You know, this is my second live and I'm like the feeling of connecting with so many people. I just hope I can inspire some of you guys just to believe in that no matter what, life is for you, it's not against you. You know, if it knocks you down, my favorite saying, Les Brown says, if you get knocked down, make sure you land on your back, because if you're looking up, that means you could get up. I love that saying, because when you're in the ring and you get knocked down and you look up, I'm telling you, you get up. You know, and life's like that. If something's going good, something can go bad. You know, you're either in a storm or going through a storm or coming out of a storm. This is life. If you understand life, this is life. Do you understand? Nothing remains the same. This is not going to remain the same. Here and now, this is not going to remain the same, right? We're going to move on from here. But right now is how you feel about being in this position. Do you understand? And we'll move from here to another position, right? I feel sad so many people's dying, but people are always dying. What is the difference now? The only difference now is because what we're focusing on. That's the difference. 50 million people died, if you look on YouTube or look on the internet, of the Spanish flu. 100 million slaves died in slavery times. Millions of people died in the war. Million people died last year because of the flu. But what is the problem here? The focus is on a virus. Tell me, people, the focus is on a virus. So when we focus on it and we start to believe in that, we start to do what? We start to feel that. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that right now. I'm here loving talking to you guys. I want some likes and some comments. Do you understand? I want to hear from you guys because it's about you guys. how you guys are feeling about this situation. I want some comments. What do you think is really going on? Right? What do you think is really going on? Can someone tell me? What do you think is really going on with this virus? Is it connected to the 5G? Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to go there with that, but it's like, don't worry about that. Do you understand? That's what I want to hear you say. I don't care about that, Morris. This connection, that connection. Connect to yourself, because that's where the happiness is. This is where it's going to lead to in what you're doing, by you knowing yourself. Like Chantel said, having trust in God. Having trust and believing that no matter what, you're going to get over this and you're going to be better off because of this. That's what counts. That's the thoughts we need to have. No matter what the government says, no matter what they're saying, we're going to be all right. Do you understand? We're going to be all right. And I'm telling you what, they might be feeling good about having control over people, but they ain't got control over me, because I've got control over myself. And I want you guys to feel that as well. I want you guys to feel that you are in control of every situation that you're faced with, because that determines the feeling, how you feel. You know, I would like some likes or comments, or someone to comment, or if someone wants to talk about something, we could talk about things. Any questions about connecting to yourself? Do you know what I mean? You know, I've just got some notes there, but I think I've gone through a lot about connecting with yourself. The next time we might talk about something else, do you know what I mean, which you guys will be interested in. Hi Trisha. Hi Trisha. What are you saying, Trisha? How are you feeling, Trisha? Let's have a like and a comment. Let's have a comment about you, how you're feeling about this situation, how you're feeling with yourself. It doesn't matter about this situation because you know yourself. Am I right? Let's have a comment from you, because that's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about the mindset. The mindset. Change the mindset, changes you. So change your thoughts, it changes you. What you're doing determines the outcome. So therefore, what we need to do is to connect to self. I keep saying connect to self, because that's where the spirit is and the soul is. Do you understand? Right? That is so important. And the reason why I'm going on about that so much, right, is because of how I feel. Do you know what I mean? It's because of how I feel. It's because of my journey. It's because of my baby steps, the steps that I took, just doing things that was different. It was different to me, coming from hustling to working, and then from working in progressing, and even not knowing that I was going to be here one day going to schools. Like I said, my teacher said I'd be nothing in life, and there I am going to schools, talking to the kids, showing them. There's me going from the street to 10 Downing Street, talking to them about knife crime. Do you understand? I feel good about what I'm doing now. Trisha. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What other people, that's the main concern, what people are thinking about themselves. I would like some comments on that. That's what I'm trying to force out of people. How are they feeling now? How are they dealing with the situation? That's my concern. But once they connect to self, that's the most important thing. When you connect with self, right, then your thoughts will become different. Because then you will realize that at the end of the day, what matters most is you, what you're doing. Do you understand? Because the material things right now, no one's caring about material things and caring about that. No one's caring about that. So this has taught people a lesson, like to say, listen, your health matters more, because no health, no wealth. Do you understand? So your health matters more. So right now everybody's thinking about their health. Do you understand? Everybody's connecting with each other at home. Do you know what I mean? Some people are fighting, some people are loving. We're going to have all different situations out of this. Do you know what I mean? You know? So it's the reflection that people have on their situation. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's at home or it's outside. You know? Anybody else got any comments? Yes, Trisha, not having outward distractions, time for family and into inner reflection. Yeah, this is what people, this is a time now for people to reflect on everything. Like I said, when a catalyst comes, it's there to help you move forward. Do you understand? It shouldn't stop you. It should make you think. It gives you time to think. That's what this is right now. It's giving us time to think what we should do and what we're going to do. Trishy, you felt you spent the whole afternoon gardening. That is good, you see. That's a buzz moment. I would call that a buzz moment, feeling good, doing your gardening that you don't usually do, doing something different. That's what I would say to everyone. It's like doing things that are different to what you're used to, but what you're happy doing, you know. This is really different to me, but I'm loving it because I'm used to talking in front of like a seminar to business people and things like that. So this is really, it's different for me, but I'm loving it. You know, who we got here? Samira, Keisha. How are you, Keisha? Love you, Keisha from Jamaica. How are you? Give us a like and a comment. What you feeling about yourself? How are you feeling? How's your family? Shannon, oh my darling, that's my daughter. Shannon, did you have a safe journey? Let me know. Give me a text. Did you have a safe journey where you went yesterday? She took a plane out the country and thank God you've reached safe. Thank God for that. I'll be thinking about you as well. You know, here's a girl doing what she wants to do, not what the government wants her to do. She's doing what she wants to do. She feels happy in what she's doing. So I'm glad to hear from you, Shannon. Who's that? Keisha. Hey, how are you, Keisha? Can I have something like a question or something? Do you want anything to talk about? You got anything to talk about? Good, thank God you're doing well. And this is what life's about. Thanking God that you're doing well. Thanking God of your present situation, because it doesn't determine what is happening now, doesn't determine who you are. It determines where you go from here, right? That means where you go from here, what you're going to do after here. I know what I'm going to do, right? I know what I'm going to do, you know? And it's just onwards and upwards with my business, you know? Because things are going to change. Yeah, Shannon's all right, Trisha, you know? Which is good. She flew out yesterday. You know, but I enjoyed being here talking to you guys, and I'm telling you, one thing I must say is, like, you know, life is one hell of a journey. But I'll tell you what, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy every moment of it. Because you never know when it's going to be over. But one thing they could say is, Morris had a good time. Morris the Connector had a good time. Any tips on how you guys dealing with the virus in your country? That comes from Keisha in Jamaica. I'll tell you how I'm dealing with it, Keisha. I'm just getting on with my life. I have no control over it, so I'm just getting on with my life. Do you understand? Doing what makes me feel happy. That's what I'm doing, you know? So I'm here live right now. This is my second time live. But I'm enjoying it, and there'll be many more times I'll be live and I'll be putting out content. You know, I just want to interact with everyone. Do you know what I mean? So, Shannon, 100%. I'm glad, 100%. That's nice. Glad to know you're all right, darling. I'm telling you. But I'm gonna be live. I think next week I'll be live again and sharing and caring again with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today and everything like that. You know what I mean? So Chantel, self-isolation and building up my family's immune system. Keisha, yeah, that's what Chantel's doing. Chantel knows what to do, and that's what we all need to do. We have to reflect on the situation and say to ourselves, listen, this ain't going to last forever. This is not going to last forever. This is just in the now. So just be happy in the now. Be happy every day in the now while you're alive. And do what you need to do, people. And I'll be back connecting with you guys next week. But share and like in the comments and everything like that. And I'll see you guys soon again. Okay? Take care, guys. Thanks for listening. Thank you.